Let's revisit the Canibus vs LL Cool J battle. Did Canibus lose the battle? Bad Boy's influential pop sound was dominating the charts and more artists wanted to shift away from the aspects of battling, beef, drama, due to the deaths of Tupac and Biggie. But within one song, all of that seems to have changed. When LL Cool J released the B-side of his single Father titled 4, 3, 2, 1 off of his album Phenomenon in 1997, it was just what the streets were fiending for. Backed by the head-nodding production along with seasoned vets such as Method Man, Redman and LL himself blazing mics. What made this track so special was that it also introduced two young and hungry rappers by the name of DMX and Canibus into the scene. At the time, being on the same track with established veterans made an artist's career, and this was the biggest break both X and Canibus had. But during the recording of the 4, 3, 2, 1 things didn't get off on a right track. Canibus' original verse made reference to LL's mic on his arm and asked if he can borrow that. LL didn't see it that way and took the verse out of context. It's further belief that LL was upset about possibly being overshadowed by Canibus. Whatever the case may be, LL told Canibus that he'd change the verse as long Canibus did. He clearly didn't and kept the original verse he had going at Canibus and released it as a single and video. Clearly feeling angry, confused, and a bit betrayed. Canibus wanted to go clearly at LL's head, but he also had to remind himself of the possible consequences he can risk by making this move. One of them being that he's not only going against LL Cool J, he's also going against a brand of Def Jam and someone with a legendary status. He also realized that LL wasn't just some old schmo Joe and that he has a track record for dropping bomb disses Break of Dawn, Jack the Ripper. It's also the fact that he could be blackballed. So with all of those factors, Canibus agreed to try to talk to LL on an unauthorized phone conversation to settle the dispute. The conversation itself showcased Canibus showing humility to LL, which could further cause more damage to his credibility as an MC. LL would suggest that he and Canibus would squash the issue, do an underground track together showing unity, and nobody would ever know who he's talking about. That never happened. Second Round K.O. Between being challenged and now with the risk of this phone call being put out there, Canibus felt his back against the wall. During the time, if a self-proclaimed battle MC didn't respond to another MC, he was looked upon as soft or looked upon as a total coward. Canibus took the gamble and responded to LL's 4, 3, 2, 1 verse with possibly one of the most vicious battle tracks of all time. Canibus fully went into LL's jugular, took stabs at his credibility as an MC, his contradictions as a so-called role model, how he abandoned his hardcore style, and most notably the line about him having 99% of his fans wear high heels. The thing that made Second K.O so special were that Canibus not only hit with facts but then added the fact that he featured heavyweight champion Mike Tyson on the track and video made Canibus look more like a serious contender. The buzz and anticipation for his debut album became even higher with the release of Second Round K.O. Many people at the time thought it was over for LL. Then Wyclef himself dropped a diss record on LL titled What's Clef Got to Do With It, which featured actress Naomi Campbell telling LL to give it up. Second Round K.O pushed LL into a corner to respond. Considering he created this hysteria himself, he had it coming. The Ripper strikes back. Even in interviews LL said he wasn't gonna respond. People should have known he was lying because he released his response to Second Round K.O titled The Ripper Strikes Back off the Survival of the Fittest mixtape. LL's flow and energy was more magnetic and at the same energetic. He even sounded more ferocious than he has in years. He basically took on all three of his combatants, Wyclef, Canibus, and even Mike Tyson, in Break of Dawn fashion. People may have thought that it was weak, but LL had some left in the tank when he delivered such blows to his adversaries. It looked basic and weak, but he made up a lot of it with his energy. He did a great job of cleverly flipping some of the lines Canibus threw at him, and it also rejuiced LL's career. Canibus on the other hand suffered a rare sorority of beginner's luck, as his debut album would be a total disappointment and not what the fans who were served hardcore lyrical acrobats as appetizers ordered. Many of the album's flaws are due to Wyclef's ear for production, and it didn't do much to carry Canibus's style. This literally set Canibus's career back while LL's flourished during this moment. So this begs the question. While Canibus was licking his wounds and trying to recover from the abomination of his disastrous debut album, LL took the opportunity on his album The GOAT to put more foot in the young lion's neck on the track titled Back Where I Belong. Backed by a Rocky sample, LL went for the kill and even shockingly dropped the revelation of Wyclef and LL purposely setting him up. Then there's another accusation that's been surfacing throughout the past couple of years of Eminem possibly ghostwriting the Ripper's strike back for LL, even though M clearly denied. It's ironic that soon enough Eminem would blow up and become a major star. One career flourished and another one dwindled. But there's no denying that these two have earned the respective millions for handling their disputes like true MCs instead of doing what many would do nowadays with Twitter: start beef and apologize. A true legendary battle despite the outcome.